But first, a TV6 exclusive. An Aledo woman trusted a dog that mauled her on Christmas Day. Good evening, I'm Sharon DeRuke.
And I'm William Ingalls. Our investigates teams found that her case is not unusual. We want to warn you, some of the images in this story may be difficult to see. Matt Christensen has our report.
Exactly where you got right then, you're seeing it right here.
Right.
It happened in an instant. With no warning, a friend's dog attacked Samara Deeb on Christmas Day.
I got on my other knee and was crying and just letting it chew my leg until they got it off.
She remembers thinking,
Wow, I could die.
eventually the dog owner stopped the attack, but Samara wasn't out of trouble.
Oh, I gotta stop this already. Did you hear what she said? She said that she was on one knee crying and allowing the dog to chew her other leg. So, when we see all of these people, you know, in love with dogs, rubbing on dogs, trying to look all confident like they're so sure the dog won't attack them, and if the dog does, they act as if they know what to do. No, this is what they do. This is what they do. So if you're going to be that powerless against a dog attack, then you should avoid it. It makes you look dumb. You can't control its brain. You don't know what it's thinking. And you know that dogs attack people. And you know that if it attacks you, all you're going to do is lay there and cry and take it. So it justifies people looking at you like something's wrong with you. See, dog lovers, we don't look at you critically for no reason. This is a logical reason to look sideways at dog lovers. This is what you're going to do. Cry and take the attack. You're going to fail to stop the attack. Why surround yourself by something that you know you're going to be powerless against if it attacks you?
My leg until they got it off.
She remembers thinking,
Wow, I could die.
eventually the dog owner stopped the attack, but Samara wasn't out of trouble.
I knew that if I didn't put a tourniquet on, I might have a problem.
An ambulance rushed her to the hospital. A doctor gave her 23 stitches.
It hurt really extremely bad. I felt like I had been stabbed.
TV6 Investigate submitted freedom
Okay.
of
You needed all those stitches. The injury hurts all by itself, and getting stitches hurts. And I wonder what your doctor bill looked like. This is what I'm saying. I'm not willing to go through this for a dog bite. You know how these nutters, they expect you to just accept a dog bite. They look at it as, oh, it's just life, it's nothing, it's no big deal. Yeah, it is a big deal. Many of these people get put out of work because of this. What if this was her hand instead of her leg? And what if she used her hands for a living? She'd be out of work. I'm not willing to have this happen. That's why your dog run up on me, I'm a neutralizer.
TV6 Investigate submitted Freedom of Information Act requests for dog bite data across the QCA. We found random animal attacks are rare, and in most cases,
Dog attacks are not rare. Stop lying to the public. Stop lying to the public, idiots. There are well over 10 million people bitten every year by dogs. What are you talking about?
rare, and in most cases, victims know the dog that bites them. TV6 Investigate zeroed in on data from Rock Island. The city documented 85 dog bites last year. Nearly 2/3 of the victims knew the dog. That was true in Samara's case. She'd known the dog for 2 years and
It had a gift under my Christmas tree.
Oh, really? And I bet that if you would have given this toy that you had for this dog, if you would have given this toy to the dog, you would pretend as if the dog appreciated it. As if it knew what you were doing and as if it appreciated it. This little make-believe, fairy tale, imaginary relationship that these people have with dogs, it's cringe. It's something that kids do. And I look at dog lovers as kids. Grown people with a child's mind. Still, engaging in make-believe and imaginary scenarios. Your whole life is imaginary if you own these things. I mean, the truth is that every time you come around them, you're hoping that they won't spaz out and attack you.
Most cities and counties require a quarantine period after a bite, either at home or in a kennel. And in some cases, repeat biters can be seized by authorities or even euthanized.
Repeat biters. So, again, let me point out, the laws look at dog bites as no big deal. That's why they gotta attack multiple people before anybody confiscates them. Yeah, I'm not willing to have that happen. And, you won't have to quarantine a dog that tries to attack me for no certain period of time. You're going to need a graveyard. You're going to need a doggy bag if it tries to attack me. Worthless mutts.
Either at home or in a kennel. And in some cases, repeat biters can be seized by authorities or even euthanized. A local accredited dog trainer says if you learn the warning signs, this is preventable.
Okay, here we go. Another goofy dog trainer talking about looking for the signs. None of these people have ever stopped a dog attack before it happened by looking at the signs. These are a bunch of liars. Let's listen to this pathetic dog expert.
A lot of them happen while we are right down in the dog's business, either giving them a hug or lots of cuddles, and not noticing that our dogs might be a little uncomfortable with that.
As far as Samara's recovery, it was worse than the bite.
Okay, what in the world are you talking about, dude? What signs are you talking? He didn't mention not one sign. So you're just saying that they shouldn't get close to the dog? Is that what you're saying? That's not a sign. What are you talking about? So what are you suggesting, that people don't get close to their dogs? You think they're going to listen to that? Goofball. Like I said, pathetic. These are not experts at nothing.
A lot of them happen while we are right down in the dog's business, either giving them a hug or lots of cuddles.
And that's a lie. A huge number of attacks take place when these things run up on you. Run across the street, run wherever, and launch an attack. What are you talking about?
And not noticing that our dogs might be a little uncomfortable with that.
As far as Samara's recovery, it was worse than the bite.
I almost died from the infection. I could have definitely lost a limb. I still don't know.
You almost died from the infection. So she had an infection. This is what I'm saying. You would have died for a stupid dog that you had just bought a Christmas present for. Big dummy. Man, what does it take, man, for these people to snap out of it? This is crazy, man. Y'all know better. That's the thing. You know better. And you just don't act on what you know.
If I might lose my limb.
In Aledo, Matt Christensen, TV6 Investigates.
And the latest on Samara, she is being treated by a wound specialist.
Nothing to investigate. These people are, like, I don't know what to say about these people, man. That was uploaded a day ago.
Amanda's recovering now, after being attacked by two dogs. Investigators believe it may have belonged to him. Miami-Dade deputies shot and killed the dogs to stop this attack. Well, deputies were already at a home nearby on Chrome Avenue and 168th Street. They were taking a report on a separate crime. That's when they heard the man being attacked.
One of the deputies deployed his electronic control device. The dogs disengaged. Unfortunately, they re-engaged at which time deputies were forced to discharge their service weapons.
Thank you. Thank you once again for reminding people that a stun gun is not going to work. There's a good chance that a BB gun is not going to work. So, cops, they show you by, demonstrate, they lead by example on the best way to neutralize these things. The law approves, and that's what they should do. What are you going to do? Call the police, call the dog warden, and wait for them to get there before you stop the attack?
Striking both dogs.
Well, deputies had to apply a tourniquet to his arm to try and stop the bleeding. We can tell you that man.
What a unnecessary problem. What a self-inflicted wound. Just an unneeded, unnecessary problem. That's all dogs are. All they offer us is problems. They don't offer us any benefits. None. So pathetic. And I don't want to hear about a dog attacking a burglar, or a dog that successfully protected its owner from an attacker. That rarely happens. They usually attack people that are not a threat to them or their owners. They offer nothing beneficial. That's why when you do a search for dogs in the news, the only thing you come up with is made up stories. Fabricated, stupid stories. This is why they will use anything they can find to try to project dogs in a positive light. Look at this. Dog rescued after falling through ice. Okay? The dog did nothing for us in that scenario. This congressman supports dogs over Muslims. Over there in the UK, where they're trying to ban dogs in the public parks. Look at this. Sled dog fears for its culture. Listen, just nonsense. Family mourns the death of their dog. Authorities seize 20 dogs. Dead dogs and cats found inside a home. Just a bunch of nonsense. When the real news about dogs is the dog attacks. This is something that the dogs cause for humans. Suffering, death, pain. You can't compare that to these stupid stories that y'all bring up. Look at it, 40 dogs found in deplorable conditions. The only thing they can do is try to project dogs as victims. That's all they do. Innocent victims that people always, do harmful things to. Get out of here. So corny. Corny and delusional. And every time these people try to fix the dog problem, it's always a waste of time. I don't know why dog fanatics think that they can be worshipers of dogs and then at the drop of a hat get serious about them and try to act like a responsible community. This is an example. This was uploaded yesterday.
The city of Okolona held a community forum tonight its purpose to discuss solutions to some of the community health issues in the city. And this comes just 1 week after a dog attack injured a woman. That attack happened February 7th on Triplet Street near the intersection of Main Street. WTVA's Jake Holcomb attended tonight's event. He is joining us live from Okolona after speaking with city officials.
I'm here outside the animal shelter in Okolona. This was the biggest topic discussed at the Community Health Forum tonight. I'm told that city officials planned this event before the vicious dog attack that left a woman in critical condition. The city of Okolona is asking the community for help.
The needs that we have here in Okolona are not unique to us. Those are problems everywhere. But a community is only as strong as the individuals that live in that community and that support that community.
Like so many small towns, they don't have adequate animal control.
People used
Here you go. You got all of these adults in one room. Look at how many adults there are in one room. And the whole point in this gathering is to do something about the dog problem, attacking dogs. Dogs going around attacking people. And what do they get together and talk about? The need for animal control. Animal control would not have saved that woman. Animal control don't save nobody. It don't save nobody. And they usually wait until the cops show up because the cops have to neutralize the dogs. You got police in your town, don't you? And the police not gonna save her either. Just like I said, they get together and talk about the need for a dog warden. Get out of here. That's embarrassing. For that many adults to get in one room and fail. And not even see how worthless their idea is. What is wrong with y'all? People get unalived all the time in cities that have dog control, animal control, dog wardens. What you think gonna make y'all's town any different? Get out of here.
People used to think it was about picking up a dog, and it's not. It's about accountability to the public, education.
Listen to how crazy this man sounds. He's talking about the job of a dog warden. They used to say it was being a dog warden was all about picking up a dog. That is all it's about, and quite often they tell you to pick them up.
People used to think it was about picking up a dog, and it's not. It's about accountability to the public, education to the public.
Accountability and education to the public? You think animal control provides that? Animal control, we got animal control where I live. They haven't taught me nothing. They ain't never taught me nothing. What are you talking about? They don't teach people nothing. See, they get into this magical thinking like a child. It's almost like they speak in a different language. Accountability to the public, education to the public, we need animal control. Just goofballs.
It's about accountability to the public, education to the public, officers doing reports.
We need more
officers doing reports? So you think an officer doing a report was going to save this lady or prevent her from being attacked?
Volunteers, we need more.
Listen to this.
Officers doing reports.
We need more volunteers.
Well, what are you talking about, man? Police officers in your city don't do reports? What are you talking about?
Officers doing reports.
We need more volunteers. We need more funding.
Volunteers, people who want to be a dog catcher, and you need more funding to pay them. Again, a bunch of nothing, a bunch of babble. These people are not going to get serious about dogs ever because they're a bunch of dog lovers themselves.
To get the job done and make sure the community is safe for everyone, including the animals.
The community, you want to make sure is safe for the dogs. The dogs are not getting hurt. Ain't nobody attacking the dogs. Typical dog lover statement. And I hope a lot of you dog lovers listen to my videos and you see exactly how brainless your community is. This is embarrassing. It's embarrassing to be this stupid, to be this brainless, and actually think you're saying something of substance. Get out of here, man. Goofball babble.
One, including the animals.
I hate when they say that. Safety for the dogs. When all the dogs do is attack people. Nobody attacking these dogs. Keep the dogs safe from what? From who? Wants to keep us safe.
The animals that do get caught are currently housed in a small shelter that's not large enough to support the stray dog population.
And y'all think that's y'all's problem? You think you need a bigger shelter? Get out of here. A bigger shelter and a dog warden. Why? So they can fill it full of dogs that unalive people already? That are mutilated people already? That's not a solution to the problem. These people are just, they're not serious. And we cannot depend on them. This was also uploaded a day ago, but this is not in the United States, but this is crazy. Listen to this.
The number of victims in the Akmala region is growing, with more than 200 dog bites reported so far in January. Dog packs primarily attack the most vulnerable, including children.
Boom! Which proves they don't attack out of fear. They do not attack out of fear. When they're afraid, they tuck tail and run away. You liars.
Vulnerable, including children and the elderly. Complaints about the sharp increase in stray animals are being reported in all districts of the region. According to veterinarians, there are currently no funds to capture the animals. Everyone is waiting for a tender. Meanwhile, dogs are becoming feral and mercilessly attacking people's livestock. The main danger is rabies and the high risk of death. Fortunately, there are no such incidents in the region yet.
This is New Zealand? Where is this? Look at to have a pack of dogs like this running around. That is so uncivilized. You basically living in the caveman days, basically. What can you do? You can't go outside unless you got a device to clear them out, to deal with them, which is what you would have to do. What else are you going to do? Let's say you're on your way to work. You step outside, these things are surrounding your front porch, your car. Man, who would want to live in a place like this?
Such incidents in the region yet. They attack domestic animals. They kill cats. They fight with each other. They kill chickens, sheep, and bushes.
Boom. They're only obsessed with launching attacks. See, in dog packs, they do what they want to do. They're just more reluctant to do it when they're by themselves. You know how they talk about how when dogs are in packs, they get vicious. They call it a pack mentality. What it really is that they get more emboldened to launch attacks because they're not by themselves. So when you see dogs, individual dogs, and they're not attacking people, that is not an example of how peaceful that dog is. That's not proof that that dog is peaceful. It's not. They see that they're outnumbered when it's just individual dogs. And as soon as they get in packs, they roam the city looking for any living thing to attack. Which is why they deserve to be hated. They deserve to be hated. Nothing else but hatred. Get out of here. Y'all coddling these things and facilitating their comfort at our expense. You bunch of goofballs.
Winston Peters says owners of dogs who kill are, quote, facilitating murder, as politicians call for tougher penalties in the wake of a tragic dog attack in Northland.
That's the only thing that made sense to somebody say. I think there's a politician who said that the owners of killer dogs are facilitating murderers.
A 62-year-old grandmother was fatally mauled by 3 dogs in Kaihu yesterday. And as senior political correspondent Gina Lynch reports, the Prime Minister is calling on local councils to act urgently.
There goes a couple of them there.
Dogs roaming free in Northland. The alarm bells have been rung about uncontrolled dogs, but nothing done. And yesterday, tragedy struck. 62-year-old Mehiata Terore was killed by 3 dogs at a property she was visiting in Kaihu.
It is unacceptable to have a grandmother and a mother killed by a pack of dogs. That is not something that you read about and expect to happen in New Zealand.
Terore described
What
by...
in the world is he talking about? There are plenty of dog attacks take place in New Zealand. And what type of community is this? Where you got a pack of bully breeds roaming the neighborhoods. Ugh. How uncivilized is that? Wow. I would never even visit a country like that.
New Zealand.
Terore, described by family as a great mother and grandmother who loved her family, is the 3rd person to be killed by dogs in Northland in the past 4 years. And now politicians are calling for tougher penalties on dog owners.
This is facilitating murder. It's appalling.
Now, he's the one that said that owners of these killer dogs are facilitating murder. So why not just get rid of them? What's wrong with y'all? You're talking about stray dogs here. Why don't y'all just get rid of them? I know they got the power to. It's this dog worship. Bunch of lunatics.
It's appalling.
Well, obviously the dogs are ferocious, they're out of control, but they're a reflection on the feral attitudes of the owners.
Now listen to this big fat old idiot. Nutter idiot. He is definitely a nutter.
Obviously the dogs are ferocious, they're out of control, but they're a reflection on the feral attitudes of the owners.
They're a reflection of the feral attitudes of... What a lie, you idiot. What an idiot. You're talking about stray dogs. They have no owners. And many dogs that launch attacks, the owners are not violent. What are you talking about? Many times they're dog moms. They're not teaching a dog aggression. These nutters always do that. They always try to make these blanket statements that all dogs that launch attacks were taught to be violent by their owners. Goofball. And you some type of politician or some educated type of man? Get out of here. They be saying ridiculous stuff.
The owners have to take personal responsibility, absolutely. They are responsible for their dog.
And that's a stupid law as well. How can you expect everybody to control these beasts? When you sell them to everybody, you give them to everybody. You give them to old people. You give them to small people. People who clearly can't physically control them. So why do they keep saying that? It's the owner's responsibility. You give people something that they can't control and tell them it's the law to control it. You idiots. That's one of the ways that they make sure that these attacks happen. Y'all want these attacks to happen. That's why y'all do this type of stuff. And then you try to act like responsible people who care about the health and safety of the general public by getting in front of camera and talking like him.
They need to control their dogs. It's unacceptable that they don't, and they should be held personally responsible.
Neighbours have told
held responsible after the dogs had already deleted somebody.
us Dog Control had visited the property on at least one occasion over the last few months.
In the first instance, I would expect within 7 days that the Kaipara District Council is taking action and going after the dogs and packs of dogs that are out there.
Currently, the Dog Control Act says the owner of any dog that attacks and seriously injures a person or protected wildlife can be fined.
Of course. You gotta wait until it attacks somebody before you call it dangerous. Again, y'all just giving these things the green light to attack people like a bunch of imbeciles.
Up to $20,000 or imprisoned for up to 3 years. Last year, Abel Wedder became the first to be convicted for manslaughter and jailed for 3.5 years after his dogs fatally attacked Northland man Neville Thompson.
What do you think the penalty should be? Should it be equal to manslaughter for those who don't control their dogs?
Yes, it should be. If that's the outcome, if somebody's been killed because of it, there should be the same penalties.
Shane Jones says, quote,
Yeah, it should be the same penalty. But it still doesn't make sense for them to even own them. It's guaranteed people are going to get attacked if these things flood neighborhoods.
Homicidal dogs are an increasing problem in his Northland region.
I come from a time when my dad's generation, if there was a dog gone feral, you just shot it on the spot.
A petition.
Yeah, and that's the best way to deal with them. The old-fashioned way. You see a pack of stray dogs, you neutralize them. You don't need a license to do it. You don't need permission from the police or from the law. It should be the law that you can take out, at least be able to take out stray dogs. They can't even do that. How about these things are protected creatures? Get out of here. Dog culture is just despicable, man. Such a filthy, trashy part of society. No matter how it comes, whether it be on the internet, in real life, and and then to see these people on the internet treating these things like innocent, harmless angels sent from heaven, it's so disgusting. Death to dog culture worldwide. Shout out to all of you able to join me for this live stream. And I hope you can join me on the next as we continue with this crusade.